Hello, I'm Dan Rather, and welcome to the CBS Evening News Online Edition. Just ahead, a CBS News exclusive. The government orders a recall of Dodge Durangos and Dakotas. This following a year-long CBS News investigation of problems with the vehicle's upper ball joints. Also, a star guitarist and 4 others are shot dead at a concert in Ohio. We'll give you the inside story. And what does it mean to you? CBS's series rolls on with a look at Social Security changes. The president pledges to make them without raising taxes. Is that possible? It's all starting now on the CBS Evening News Online Edition. Many Americans are driving them right now, but they could be very dangerous. The U.S. government is now ordering a safety recall of hundreds of thousands of light trucks built by Daimler Chrysler, the Dodge Durango and the Dodge Dakota. CBS News correspondent Mika Brzezinski first exposed a potentially deadly defect in these vehicles more than a year ago, a defect that could cause a wheel to fly off. And tonight she has this exclusive follow-up. Mika?
Well, Dan, 600,000 popular vehicles could be recalled if Daimler Chrysler complies with the government's demand. The recall order covers model years 2000 to 2003 4x4 Dodge Durango SUVs and Dakota pickup trucks with 4-wheel drive. The government action highlights a problem first uncovered by CBS News more than a year ago.
Unfortunately, it could have been a really deadly situation.
Back then, Monique Conrad's 2000 Durango had only 31,000 miles on it when the right front wheel suddenly flew off while she was driving.
The tire, and this big piece of metal that's probably a foot past the tire, was bouncing across 4 lanes of the road.
Her experience, along with similar complaints, prompted the government to investigate possible premature wear of Dodge Durango upper ball joints, a ball and socket attaching the wheel assembly to the vehicle. Since our first report, CBS News received hundreds of emails, photos, and calls from viewers around the country, like Kate McGeehan Sawyer from Maine.
The wheel just flew out.
Tina Check in Massachusetts.
The wheel had completely fallen off.
Joyce and John Gosh in Pennsylvania.
This just ripped right out.
As the complaints piled up, the government expanded its investigation to include the Dodge Dakota pickup truck, which uses the same upper ball joints. John Coron in Ohio. So you got out of the car and what'd you see?
Saw the tire and wheel underneath the front end of the truck.
According to the government, a third of the nearly 2 million vehicles investigated had defective upper ball joints, and almost all were produced at this Indiana plant. Customers paid up to $1,200 to replace these parts. A recall would mean a huge financial hit for Daimler Chrysler.
The cost is certainly going to run into the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Daimler Chrysler also faces mounting lawsuits, like the one filed by David and Christina Schaefer. They were on the highway in their Durango with their 4 young children when suddenly
it seemed like we just went into a frenzy of flipping.
Bodies went flying everywhere. Christina, who was pregnant at the time, suffered numerous injuries, including a broken neck. Doctors were not optimistic. What about the baby?
There was no certainty. They actually came to me and recommended me to take the baby's life.
Medical bills forced the family into bankruptcy. And while they consider their new baby girl a miracle,
Oh, no.
the Schaefers say they wish Daimler Chrysler had acted sooner.
It could have been a whole family gone.
And late today in a statement, Daimler Chrysler maintained that the upper ball joints do not pose a safety concern and that owners have substantial warning of any problems like noise or tire wear that would be picked up during routine inspections. The company says it's reviewing the government's order for a recall and will respond by Monday. Dan?
Police in Columbus, Ohio are investigating a deadly shooting last night at a nightclub where a heavy metal rock band was performing. CBS's Cynthia Bauer gives you the inside story.
Damage Plan had just begun its first song at this Columbus concert hall when a man armed with a gun jumped on stage and opened fire in front of a stunned crowd.
We heard the bang and, we thought it was part of the stage show.
Until thrash rock icon Dimebag Darrell Abbott fell to the ground, still clutching his guitar. Panicked concert goers raced for the doors, frantically calling for help.
Damage Plan has been shot on stage. He's on stage right now. He's got a gun.
And a grudge.
When you see somebody point a gun at one person only and unload 5 rounds in them, something personal's going on.
Witnesses say the shooter then took aim at the audience, firing at will, even reloading, killing 3 people, wounding 2 others.
I watched the one guy go down. I jumped on stage, started helping another guy get him CPR.
Police credit a nearby officer for keeping the death toll from being higher. He responded within minutes, getting off the shot that killed the gunman, who has been identified as 25-year-old Nathan Gale, a heavy metal music fan. Abbott, 38, was well known in rock and roll circles. He and his brother, Vinnie Paul Abbott, the band's drummer, had recently left Grammy-nominated band Pantera to form Damage Plan, a move that upset many fans, but one Abbott defended not long ago.
We can get up with Damage Plan and blast them songs better than they've ever been played and sang.
Pantera was one of the few heavy metal bands to make it to the top of the charts, and millions of fans had hoped for a reunion one day. But as one said, just like the Beatles, it won't happen now. Ironically or not, Darrell Abbott was shot 24 years to the day that John Lennon was killed. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Columbus.
President Bush called again today for historic changes in the biggest, most successful retirement program in the world, Social Security. CBS's John Roberts reports on the plan, the cost, the battle ahead, and what it all means to you.
Tad DeHaven could be the poster child for Social Security reform. 28 years old, a college graduate, in the workforce for 6 years, getting married next May. Expected to retire in 2042. That's the year Social Security goes broke.
I don't expect to get anything from Social Security. Okay, I don't consider it in terms of my long-term planning and financing. It's not going to be there. That's my assumption.
So Tad is fully on board the plan to establish private accounts for Social Security to allow younger workers to invest a small portion of their payroll taxes in the stock market.
Allow me to invest some sort of money in the marketplace where I am going to earn a positive return, where I am going to have a property right to this.
But getting there will carry a whopping price tag. To fund the transition to private accounts while paying current retirees will cost an estimated $1 to $2 trillion.
We're suggesting a change in the payroll tax. That's
one of President Bush's Social Security advisors unveiled a plan today that would pay the cost with a modest increase in weekly payroll taxes. Not a chance, said the president today.
We will not raise payroll taxes to solve this problem.
Which leaves other options. Raise the retirement age, reduce benefits, or borrow the money, none of which are easy to swallow. Then there's the issue of stock market stability. Remember what happened to all those 401k accounts 3 years ago? The people who print Social Security checks never act like this. But DeHaven argues doing nothing is not an option.
At some point in time, somebody has to step up to the plate. If it has to be my generation, then I say so be it.
And in an indication as to just where this fight is heading, some critics claim that the coming shortfall could easily be covered by repealing the president's tax cuts. But under the current system, there's no way to save that money for the future. And at the rate the government is spending money, there likely won't be anything to save anyway. John Roberts, CBS News, the White House.
More stories are just a click away. But be sure to join me on television for the on-air edition of the CBS Evening News. On Friday's broadcast, gift cards. They are the #1 choice for shoppers this year, but they're not all created equal. Before you spend good money for a gift card, see CBS's Friday Consumer Alert. For CBSNews.com, I'm Dan Rather.